Imagine this. You pick up your phone for just 2 minutes. You open one video, then another, then another. Before you realize it, an entire hour has disappeared. Later that evening, you sit down to read a book you've wanted to finish for months. Within 5 minutes, your mind starts wandering. You check your phone, you open another app, you stand up to get a snack, you look out the window. Suddenly, doing something meaningful feels exhausting, while endlessly scrolling through random content feels effortless. Why? Why can your brain spend 3 hours watching meaningless videos without getting tired, yet become bored after 10 minutes of studying, working, or learning something valuable? Why do we constantly crave something new, even when we already have everything we need? And perhaps the biggest question of all, is boredom really the absence of entertainment? Or is it something much deeper hidden inside the human brain? The answer begins tens of thousands of years ago, in a world completely different from the one you live in today. Imagine one of your ancestors sitting beside a river. They have enough food for the day. They have shelter. They are safe. If they simply stayed there forever, life would feel comfortable. But it wouldn't last long. The nearby food would eventually disappear. The weather would change. Predators would move into the area. Survival depended on exploration. The humans who became curious, who searched beyond what they already had, discovered new sources of food, safer shelters, better tools, and greater opportunities to survive. In other words, evolution rewarded brains that became restless. A brain that was perfectly satisfied with everything it already had was less likely to explore, adapt, and survive. Slowly, over thousands of generations, your brain developed an extraordinary system that pushed you toward novelty. It constantly whispered, "There might be something better." That ancient survival system still exists today. The problem is that the modern world has learned how to exploit it. Deep inside your brain lives one of the most powerful motivational chemicals ever discovered: dopamine. Most people think dopamine is the chemical of pleasure, but neuroscience tells a different story. Dopamine is the chemical of anticipation. It isn't released most strongly when you receive a reward. It rises when your brain believes a reward might be waiting just around the corner. That's why opening another social media app feels exciting. That's why refreshing your notifications becomes addictive. That's why clicking next episode feels almost automatic. Your brain isn't chasing satisfaction. It's chasing possibility. Every swipe, every click, every notification offers the chance of discovering something new, funny, surprising, or emotionally rewarding. Thousands of years ago, this system helped humans search for food and today it keeps millions of people trapped inside endless scrolling. Perhaps you've noticed something strange. The excitement rarely lasts. You buy a new phone, and within weeks it feels ordinary. You achieve a goal you've dreamed about for years, and before long you're chasing another one. You watch the movie you've been waiting months to see, and the next day you're searching for something else. This isn't because you're ungrateful. It's because your brain quickly adapts to what becomes familiar. Neuroscientists call this hedonic adaptation. The extraordinary slowly becomes ordinary. What once excited you becomes your new normal. Your brain then begins searching for the next source of novelty. It's an endless cycle that once helped humanity keep exploring the world. But in modern life, it often leaves people feeling permanently unsatisfied. This is exactly why boredom exists. Boredom isn't a design flaw. It's your brain gently pushing you away from repetition and toward discovery. The problem is that your ancient brain evolved in a world where novelty was rare. Today, novelty is everywhere. Every second, your phone offers thousands of new videos, headlines, messages, games, songs, and notifications. Your brain was never designed to process this much stimulation. Every swipe trains your reward system to expect something newer, faster, brighter, and more exciting than the last thing you saw. Over time, ordinary activities begin feeling dull, not because they've changed, but because your brain's expectations have. Imagine eating your favorite dessert every single hour of every day. At first, it tastes incredible. After a while, the sweetness becomes normal. Eventually, it barely excites you at all. Your brain works in exactly the same way. The more constant stimulation it receives, the less sensitive it becomes to ordinary pleasures. A quiet walk feels boring. Reading a book feels slow. Having a deep conversation requires too much patience. Your attention begins craving constant excitement because that's what you've repeatedly trained it to expect. The greatest irony is that the more entertainment your brain consumes, the easier it becomes to feel bored. What was once enough no longer satisfies. Your attention span quietly shrinks. Your patience weakens. And without realizing it, you begin confusing stimulation with happiness. But they are not the same thing. Stimulation is loud. Happiness is often quiet. Stimulation demands constant novelty. Happiness often grows through depth, meaning, and presence. Your brain, however, doesn't naturally know the difference. And this leads to a fascinating question. If boredom was originally created to help humans survive, why does it now seem to steal our focus, destroy our productivity, and leave us feeling emptier than ever before? The answer lies in the collision between your ancient brain and the modern digital world, a collision that may be changing the way human attention works forever. The greatest danger of boredom isn't boredom itself, it's what your brain starts searching for to escape it. Imagine sitting quietly in a room with absolutely nothing to do. No phone, no television, no music, no notifications, no conversations, just silence. For many people, that silence becomes uncomfortable within minutes. Not because silence is painful, but because the modern brain has become accustomed to constant stimulation. Your brain has learned that whenever even a tiny feeling of boredom appears, there is an instant solution waiting inside your pocket. One swipe, one notification, one short video, one new post. Within seconds, your attention is rewarded again. The problem is that every time you immediately escape boredom, you teach your brain an important lesson. Boredom must never be tolerated. Over time, your tolerance for stillness becomes weaker, while your craving for novelty becomes stronger. This is how an ancient survival system quietly transforms into a modern addiction. Your brain begins expecting excitement every few seconds, and anything slower suddenly feels exhausting. Reading a book becomes difficult because the reward arrives too slowly. Studying feels impossible because the brain isn't receiving constant dopamine spikes. Even conversations become harder to enjoy because real life doesn't change as quickly as a social media feed. This is one of the biggest reasons attention spans seem shorter today than ever before. The human brain evolved in environments where exciting events were rare. Finding food, discovering a new place, or meeting someone unfamiliar triggered powerful feelings of curiosity because those moments could improve survival. Today, technology delivers more novelty in 10 minutes than our ancestors experienced in weeks. Every scroll offers another surprise, another opinion, another joke, another dramatic headline, another emotional story. Your dopamine system becomes overloaded with possibilities. Ironically, the more rewards your brain receives, the less satisfying each one becomes. This phenomenon is known as reward adaptation ***. Just as your eyes adjust to bright sunlight, your brain adjusts to constant stimulation. The excitement that once felt extraordinary slowly becomes ordinary. Then your brain demands even more. More videos, more entertainment, more excitement, more distraction. The cycle never truly ends because dopamine is driven more by anticipation than by satisfaction. It keeps whispering, maybe the next thing will be even better. This is why people often continue scrolling long after they've stopped enjoying what they're watching. They aren't searching for the current reward, they're searching for the next one. Modern companies understand this better than most people realize. Social media platforms, streaming services, video games, and countless digital products are carefully designed to keep your brain anticipating what's coming next. Infinite scrolling, autoplay, notifications, streaks, personalized recommendations, and endless content all take advantage of the same evolutionary system that once encouraged humans to explore new environments. Your brain doesn't recognize that it's being manipulated. It simply follows the chemical signals it has evolved to trust. But there is another hidden cost that few people notice. Constant stimulation slowly changes your relationship with effort. Activities that require patience, concentration, and delayed gratification begin feeling unusually difficult. Your brain starts comparing everything to the speed of digital rewards. A 20-second video feels easier than a 20-page chapter. A quick notification feels more rewarding than an hour of focused work. Yet the greatest achievements in life, mastering a skill, building meaningful relationships, creating something valuable, improving your health, or discovering your purpose, rarely provide immediate rewards. They demand consistency before satisfaction. Your ancient brain understands immediate rewards far better than delayed ones because, throughout evolution, food available today was more valuable than food that might appear tomorrow. That same instinct still influences your behavior every single day. This is why procrastination and boredom are so closely connected. When an important task feels slow or uncertain, your brain immediately searches for something easier and more stimulating. It isn't trying to sabotage your future. It's trying to maximize immediate comfort. Unfortunately, what feels good now often steals something greater later. Slowly, without realizing it, people begin losing one of the most valuable abilities the human mind possesses: the ability to remain focused on one meaningful thing for a long period of time. And perhaps that is the greatest tragedy of all. In a world overflowing with information, the rarest resource is no longer knowledge. It is attention. The people who learn to protect their attention gain an extraordinary advantage, while those who constantly surrender it become controlled by whatever captures their curiosity next. But here's the remarkable part. Your brain is not permanently damaged. The same neuroplasticity that allowed it to become addicted to constant stimulation also allows it to recover. The pathways that have been strengthened through endless distraction can be replaced by pathways built through deep focus, patience, and deliberate practice. Your brain can relearn how to enjoy slow progress. It can rediscover satisfaction in meaningful work. It can once again find joy in ordinary moments that technology has taught it to ignore. The question is no longer why your brain gets bored so easily. The real question is whether you're willing to train it to love depth instead of endless distraction. And that journey begins with understanding one extraordinary truth: boredom isn't your enemy. Sometimes it's the doorway to your greatest ideas, your deepest creativity, and the most meaningful version of your life. In the final chapter, you'll discover why the moments you try hardest to escape may actually contain the life you've been searching for all along.